Leatherback turtles have been swimming in the ocean for approximately 150 million years. I think they're one of the world's most remarkable animals. My name is Mike James, and I'm the director of the Nova Scotia Leatherback Turtle Working Group. Since 1997, with the help of commercial fishermen, tour boat operators, and coastal community members, we've been working to conserve this amazing reptile. In this video, you'll learn more about leatherbacks and what you can do to help when you find them dead or alive at sea. The leatherback is one of the largest reptiles in the world. Like almost all reptiles, these turtles hatch from eggs. Atlantic leatherbacks mainly nest on beaches in South and Central America, the Caribbean, and Africa. When the turtles hatch, they have a carapace or top shell length of about 6 centimeters, and they weigh approximately as much as a chocolate bar. Before they reach adult size, however, they will experience an incredible 10,000-fold increase in body weight. Adult leatherbacks routinely weigh over 1,000 pounds and can grow to a carapace length of more than 2 meters. Leatherbacks are easy to identify, not only because of their size, but also because they are covered in a leathery, bluish-black skin, and they have 7 prominent ridges running the length of their shell. Some people say their shell looks a bit like an overturned dory. From a distance, some people confuse a leatherback's large head with that of a gray seal. Unlike a seal, however, each leatherback has a unique pink spot on the top of its head. Leatherbacks are also powerful swimmers, and they journey thousands of kilometers from waters off nesting beaches to northern latitudes like Canada's east coast. Many turtles complete round-trip migrations of over 12,000 kilometers within the space of a year. Why do leatherbacks swim all the way to Atlantic Canada? They're here to feed on jellyfish, their principal prey. Jellyfish are abundant off our coast during the summer and fall, the same time leatherbacks are here. In fact, so many turtles come here to feed on jellyfish that some fishermen are surprised to hear that the leatherback is a critically endangered species. Although leatherbacks are indeed relatively abundant in Canadian waters, there have been drastic declines in leatherback nesting populations in some areas. Sea turtle biologists now believe that the population of leatherback turtles in the Pacific Ocean may be facing extinction within a few decades. The Atlantic population is not in such serious danger yet, but it will take an international effort to ensure that it is protected. The number of turtles off Atlantic Canada's coast reflects just how many leatherbacks concentrate here to forage on jellyfish, rather than a general increase in turtle numbers across the entire Atlantic. It also underlines how important our waters are to this species. As you might already know, the Nova Scotia Leatherback Turtle Working Group has a turtle tagging program. You may have heard about the satellite-linked transmitters we place on turtles to allow us to follow where they go in the ocean and to study their diving behavior. We also tag animals in a simpler way on their rear flippers using tags like these. Researchers around the world use these tags to identify the leatherback turtles they work with. We have found turtles off Nova Scotia with tags on them from places like Trinidad, Costa Rica, Panama, and Suriname. And researchers on nesting beaches in those countries have found turtles that we have tagged off the coast of Nova Scotia. These tag recoveries have taught us about the origins of leatherbacks found in Canadian waters. In some cases, we've also been able to determine other interesting information from the tags, like how long it takes turtles to migrate to Canadian waters from their nesting areas. In September 2003, for example, we found a turtle feeding off Cape Breton Island that had been flipper tagged only 5 months earlier in Trinidad. Like all animals, leatherbacks have natural predators. Hatchling turtles are bite-sized and are at risk both when they make their trip from the nesting beach to the sea and until they are too big to be a snack for larger animals. At sea, mature turtles have very few predators, except for occasional attacks by killer whales or large sharks. The greatest predators of the leatherback at all stages of its life are humans. In some countries, both nesting females and their eggs are harvested for food. The eggs are also sold on the black market as aphrodisiacs and cures for a hangover. In countries where leatherbacks nest, conservation groups walk the beaches at night to protect the turtles and their eggs. Most threats to turtles in the ocean are also from humans. Necropsies or autopsies of leatherbacks show that many turtles die after ingesting plastics, including the plastic wrap used to package commercial fish bait. However, the biggest threat to leatherbacks in the ocean is entanglement in fishing gear. This is where Canadian fishermen can make a big difference in our efforts to conserve this unique turtle. Leatherbacks are prone to becoming accidentally entangled in the floating and vertical ropes associated with fixed gear fisheries, including buoy lines, mooring lines, and ropes connecting buoys to high flyers. They also appear to be especially vulnerable to becoming entangled in lengths of rope floating at the surface of the water. Leatherbacks are nearly always entangled in the same way, with turns of rope around one or both of their front flippers and occasionally also around the neck. This kind of entanglement can cause serious injury to the turtle, including extreme chafing or even a loss of blood flow that is so severe the turtle will later lose the flipper altogether. Although leatherbacks spend the vast majority of their lives at sea, they breathe air, so the worst outcome for an entangled turtle is drowning. Even when entangled at depth, leatherbacks are sometimes strong enough to swim to the surface of the water to breathe for a short period of time. If they are discovered before too long, they can be released alive. Therefore, it's important for fixed gear fishermen to check their gear regularly, at least once a day when turtles are present in the areas they're fishing. If the proper steps are taken to clear leatherbacks of gear, we expect that many of them will recover from entanglements. If a turtle isn't completely cleared of gear, its movements are likely to be impaired, as is its feeding ability. It is also at serious risk of infection. Any of these situations can result in a slow and painful death. Turtles released with some line still attached are also more vulnerable to becoming entangled again. In order to safely disentangle turtles, you'll need to know a few important things. Despite their strength and size, leatherbacks are gentle animals. An entangled leatherback is not likely to bite you. However, it will flap its flippers around and appear aggressive when you are disentangling it. Leatherbacks behave this way when they are frightened and trying to escape. Make sure you keep yourself clear of the turtle's flailing flippers. Bring the turtle alongside the boat, but don't attempt to subdue it. Instead, pull the rope taut so that the leatherback's movements on the line are restricted. Then, let the turtle flap around until it settles down, which it will after it tires itself out a bit. This will make it easier for you to work with the turtle. It's easy for us to look for flipper tags when we're working with leatherbacks aboard a boat. It isn't easy to see tags when turtles are swimming free. However, an entangled turtle gives you a chance to look for flipper tags. After the turtle has calmed down, lift its bottom end up in the water by grasping the point at the back of the shell. Next, check the inside edges of the rear flippers for metal tags. Sometimes you'll find the tags close to the tail, sometimes further along the flipper. If you do find a tag, please carefully record the information on both sides of it. There should be a series of numbers on one side and an address on the other. Then, call us on our toll-free phone line. We will be sure to share all of the information we learn about the turtle with you. Now it is time to clear the turtle of gear. Normally you'll need more than one person to help. Most of the time, the rope is so tightly wound around the flipper that it isn't possible to cut the line off of the turtle directly. Instead, you'll need to cut and then unwind the rope. Make sure that before you cut the fixed line leading to the turtle, you keep a hold of the other so the turtle doesn't take off with some of the gear as soon as it is free at one end. Then, carefully unwind the remaining line from the animal, making sure to get all of it cleared. If you discover a dead turtle floating at sea or caught in your gear, please call us on our toll-free phone line and, if possible, bring the turtle to shore so we can study it. We will take samples of bone and tissue from the turtle for further analysis. We can learn a lot from studying a dead turtle, and the information we collect can go a long way to helping us understand the biology of leatherbacks and how we can best conserve them. DNA samples, for example, can tell us what beach the turtle hatched on. In addition to taking samples from the turtle, we'll use a handheld reader to check for internal microchips that researchers inject into leatherback's shoulder muscles. These tags will provide us with the same kind of information we get from flipper tags. Dead turtles are also valuable because they can be weighed, something that is very difficult to do with a live turtle. The record for the heaviest turtle ever recorded is 2,028 pounds. We may have even bigger leatherbacks off our coast. Please call us to report your sightings of sea turtles. In all circumstances, your contact information will remain confidential. Make note of the date and time you saw the turtle and the latitude and longitude of the sighting. If you have a camera on board, we'd really like a photograph of the turtle, or video if possible. We will give you copies of the video and prints you send, and we will be sure to tell you about any information we learn from examining them. The volunteer fishermen who have helped us have made an enormous contribution to improving our understanding of the biology of these amazing turtles and to conserving them in the Atlantic Ocean. We really appreciate the help you've offered us over the past few years, and we hope that you continue to help us. I look forward to hearing from you. For more information on the leatherback turtle and the Nova Scotia Leatherback Turtle Working Group, visit our website at www.seaturtle.ca or call us on our toll-free phone line 1-888-729-4667. You can reach us 24 hours a day for assistance in handling entangled leatherbacks.